Dudeism. Is it for real or just another mock religion? We'll answer that question on this episode of The Ins and Outs of Dudeism. I'm the Reverend Gary M. Sylvia, and this is The Limber Mind. Say you're out having a few beers with your buddies. You get around to telling them you're a Dudeist. Then they ask, "What the hell are you blathering about?" If your friends are not already hip to the idea of Dudeism, then they may have a couple of common questions like, is it fake, as in a facade-like mock-up pretending to be a religion? Or, is Dudeism meant to satirically mock other religions? These questions may have a somewhat accusational tone, and you may feel threatened. But, before you go pulling a gun on the lanes to defend Dudeism, let us consider how we, as Dudeists, can answer these provocative questions in a kindly and chill manner. The problem is that Dudeism sometimes gets grouped in with other modern religions, when in fact, we are not very much like them at all, beyond the seeming newness of our founding. For this discussion, we'll look at two types of mock religions, and contemplate how they are and are not like Dudeism, the mocked-up religion and the mocking religion. When they first hear of Dudeism, people often start with, so like, it's just a made-up religion? Well, yeah, but it's still like a real religion, man. Sometimes they confuse us with what we'll call a mock-up religion. These are organizations that simulate being a religion, but they are more like the facades on those old-timey movie sets. At first glance, they look like other religions. When you look closely, there is not much behind them. For instance, the Church of the Subgenius, a self-professed outrageous cult group. They don't mean to parody other fringe faiths, they intend to become one in their own right. That's why they are, for this discussion, a mock-up religion, literally built to look like a religion for the sake of looking like a religion. Founded sometime in the 70s, the Church of the Subgenius follows the teachings of their prophet, J.R. Bob Dobbs, a supposed salesman from the 50s. Dobbs claimed to have secret knowledge about society and the nature of reality. Their first official publication was in 1979, and they boast that they have 10,000 ministers as of 2021. They have an interesting philosophy that they call slack, and that's worth checking out. But then they go on to promote some off-the-wall conspiracies that leave the observer simply bewildered. They also nakedly admit that one of their primary goals is to make money. Perhaps they are taking L. Ron Hubbard's advice when he said, if you want to get rich, start a religion. Like the Church of the Subgenius, we are a new contemporary religion. And there is some crossover between our principles of abiding and some tenets of Dobbs' slack. But right about there is where the similarities end. Dudeism is not trying to look like a religion to get you to send them some clams, nor does it have any so-called prophets. In Dudeism, there is no one claiming to have esoteric knowledge that needs to be mystically revealed. Our philosophy is plain to see by anyone, not just fictional salesmen with a tendency to see vast conspiracies. Unlike a mock-up religion, when you look behind the cover, there is more to Dudeism than one sees at first. Dudeism's philosophy has been around for a very long time. Thousands of years, in fact. We are an updated repackaging of an ancient understanding, one that we feel deserves consideration in these modern times. Now, next, we will look at what we are calling a mocking religion. But first, a word from our sponsor. The Incomplete Dudeist Priest Handbook by the Reverend Gary M. Sylvia. A Dudeist look at the problems we face today. Available on Amazon and in the Kindle store. Get your copy now. I'm just saying, if they can only see me from the waist up, why do I need to wear pants? Oh, Welcome back. Sometimes people may have a more cynical question regarding Dudeism. Y'all are just making fun of religion like that ravioli god. Far from it, dude. That's not our scene. It is important to know there are some modern religions that are meant to ridicule existing faiths. Take, for instance, Pastafarianism. They are what we are calling a mocking religion. It was founded primarily to criticize the teachings of young earth creationism in schools. Their deity, the flying spaghetti monster, was first proposed in an open letter by Bobby Henderson to the Kansas State Board of Education, when they proposed permitting the teaching of intelligent design in public schools. Henderson was suggesting they might as well also teach that the universe was created by a spaghetti monster, right alongside creationism and evolution. This struck a chord with many, and Pastafarianism was born. Henderson was using a play on Bertrand Russell's teapot. Just as you cannot prove there isn't a teapot orbiting the sun, you cannot disprove the existence of the flying spaghetti monster, or any god or gods for that matter. Pastafarianism has gone on to satirize and poke fun of religious belief and biblical faith in general. It is adversarial and contentious in its arguments, and often mocking in its tone. It is intentionally meant to ridicule other religious systems. While it does bring up some important points regarding faith, many see it as attacking people's firmly held beliefs in a mean-spirited way. About the only thing Pastafarianism shares in common with Dudeism is the year of its founding, 2005. From there, the two cannot be further apart. Whereas Pastafarianism was founded in opposition to existing religions, Dudeism was founded as a continuation of an ancient and enduring philosophy. Dudeism is not here to point out the inconsistencies of faith, at least not directly. Dudeism certainly does not exist to mock other religions. We're here doing our own thing, taking it easy, and maybe the occasional flashback. Dudeism is not interested in policing other people's thoughts or beliefs. We may have significant disagreements with another religion's philosophy or claims about the nature of existence, but we're not here to poke fun at anyone or their religion. We're not looking to get a laugh at anyone's expense. We're Dudeists, not assholes. In conclusion, you could tell your friends, no, Dudeism is not a mocked-up fake religion. It is grounded in thousands of years of philosophical dialogue. It is not an empty facade, like those old Western movie sets. And more importantly, Dudeism is not about mocking anyone or their religion. That's simply not what we're about, man. Come on. We're just out here chilling, having a good time, and abiding for all the sinners out there. So just take it easy, man. Until next time, remember to keep it limber. I know I will.